Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Martin Luther King, Jr. The law of faith. Doubt buries dreams, belief builds them. Trust yourself first. Life is a journey of choices, and at the heart of every choice lies a single powerful force, faith. Faith is not just a spiritual concept. It is the foundation of every great achievement, every bold step, and every dream brought to life. The law of faith states that what you believe in, deeply, unwaveringly, shapes the world you create. Doubt, on the other hand, is the silent thief that robs you of potential before you even begin. To live a life of purpose and progress, you must embrace the law of faith, starting with trust in yourself. Consider a young woman named Sarah, who dreamed of opening a community garden to bring fresh produce to her neighborhood. She had no experience in farming, no land, just a vision for a healthier community. Doubt whispered to her daily, "You don't know enough, it's too expensive, it won't work." But Sarah chose faith. She trusted her ability to learn, to connect, to persist. She started small, renting a tiny plot, planting seeds, and inviting neighbors to join. Each step required her to believe in herself when the path was unclear. Today, her garden feeds dozens of families, not because she had all the answers, but because she acted despite her doubts. Faith carried her forward. Faith begins with self-trust. You must believe that you are capable of growth, that your efforts matter, and that your dreams are worth pursuing. This is not blind optimism. It is a disciplined choice to focus on possibility over limitation. The world will not always cheer you on. Circumstances will test you. But if you trust yourself first, you create an inner strength that no external force can break. Self-trust is the seed from which all faith grows. Doubt is the opposite of faith, and it is a habit as much as faith is a choice. Doubt tells you to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect resources. But perfection is a myth. Consider a man named Thomas, who wanted to start a podcast about sustainable living. He spent years waiting for the right equipment, the right audience, the right moment. Doubt kept him stuck, planning episodes but never recording. One day, Thomas decided to trust himself. He recorded one episode with a basic microphone, then another, choosing to believe in his ability to improve. The podcast wasn't perfect, but it was real. And in creating, he found his voice. Doubt buries dreams, faith builds them, one small step at a time. To live by the law of faith, you must cultivate it daily. Start by setting clear intentions. What do you want to achieve? Not what others expect, not what is safe, but what stirs your soul. Write it down. Make it real. Then take one action toward it, no matter how small. Faith is not about giant leaps, it is about consistent steps. Each action reinforces your belief in yourself. Each step proves that you are capable. Another key to faith is surrounding yourself with the right influences. Imagine a young entrepreneur named Maria, who wanted to launch a small business selling handmade candles. She faced skepticism from friends who said the market was saturated, the costs too high. But Maria sought out mentors who believed in creativity, who had taken risks themselves. She read books by innovators, listened to stories of resilience, and joined communities of like-minded dreamers. These influences fueled her faith, reminding her that her vision was possible. You too must choose your influences wisely. Seek out those who inspire you to believe, who challenge you to grow, and who remind you of your potential. Faith also requires patience. Results do not come overnight. The world may not reward your efforts immediately, but faith is about trusting the process. Consider a farmer planting seeds. He does not dig them up every day to check their progress. He waters, he tends, he waits, trusting that growth is happening beneath the surface. Your dreams are like those seeds. Plant them with intention, nurture them with effort, and trust that they will grow in time. Impatience breeds doubt. Faith thrives on persistence. One of the greatest enemies of faith is comparison. When you compare yourself to others, you invite doubt to take root. Imagine a musician named Daniel, who loved composing but felt inferior to artists with larger followings. He stopped sharing his music, convinced he could never measure up. But when Daniel focused on his own journey, on creating music that spoke to his heart, his faith returned. He shared his work not to compete, but to connect. Over time, his authenticity drew an audience that valued his unique voice. Faith means running your own race, trusting your path, and letting go of comparisons that dim your light. To strengthen your faith, practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. It reminds you of the progress you've made, the lessons you've learned, and the opportunities ahead. Each morning, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you are grateful for. They can be simple: a sunny day, a kind word, a small win. Gratitude builds a foundation of faith, reminding you that life is working with you, not against you. Another principle of the law of faith is to embrace failure as a teacher. Doubt tells you that failure is the end. Faith tells you it is a beginning. Every setback is a lesson, every mistake a chance to grow. Consider a scientist named Emma, who spent years developing a new recycling process. Her experiments failed repeatedly, and doubt crept in, whispering that she was wasting her time. But Emma chose to see each failure as data, each setback as a step closer to success. Her faith in her vision led to a breakthrough that transformed her field. Failure is not the opposite of success. Doubt is. Faith turns failure into progress. You must also guard your mind against negativity. The world is full of voices that will tell you why you cannot succeed, why your dreams are too big, why you should settle. These voices are not truth, they are noise. Protect your faith by choosing what you allow into your mind. Limit time with naysayers. Curate your media, your conversations, your thoughts. Fill your mind with ideas that uplift, stories that inspire, and truths that empower. Your faith is a garden. Tend it carefully. The law of faith also demands courage. Belief without action is wishful thinking. To trust yourself is to act, even when the outcome is uncertain. Imagine a community organizer named James, who dreamed of creating a youth mentorship program. He had no funding, no experience running a nonprofit. Doubt told him to stay in his lane. But James took one step. He wrote a proposal, then another. He pitched it to a local business. Each step built his faith, and over time, his program grew, touching hundreds of lives. Courage is faith in action. Take the first step, and the next will appear. Faith is not about ignoring reality. It is about seeing beyond it. Reality may show you obstacles, but faith shows you possibilities. Reality may tell you what is. Faith tells you what can be. To live by the law of faith, you must train yourself to see the potential in every situation. When challenges arise, ask, what can I learn? How can I grow? What is possible? This mindset turns problems into opportunities, setbacks into stepping stones. As you build faith in yourself, extend it to others. Believe in the potential of those around you. Encourage them, lift them up, help them see their own possibilities. Imagine a team leader named Laura, who noticed a quiet employee with untapped potential. Instead of doubting his ability, she gave him a challenging project, trusting he could rise to the occasion. Her faith inspired him to excel, and he became a key contributor. Faith is contagious. When you believe in others, you create a ripple effect of growth and possibility. The law of faith is not a one-time choice, it is a way of life. Every day, you will face moments that test your belief in yourself, in your dreams, in the future. Each moment is a chance to choose faith over doubt. Will you act or will you hesitate? Will you trust or will you question? The choices you make shape the life you live. Doubt buries dreams, faith builds them. Trust yourself first, and the world will open to you. In the end, faith is about ownership. You are the architect of your life. No one else can build your dreams for you. No one else can believe in your vision the way you can. Take responsibility for your faith. Nurture it, protect it, act on it. Start where you are with what you have, and trust that each step will lead you closer to your goals. The law of faith is simple but profound. Believe in yourself, act with courage, and persist with patience. Do this, and you will build a life that reflects your highest aspirations. Let today be the day you choose faith. Let today be the day you trust yourself. Let today be the day you take the first step toward the life you were meant to live. Your dreams are waiting, not for the perfect moment, but for your belief to bring them to life.